Hey, what's up, everybody? I figure I'd jump back on YouTube land to see how this goes, and hopefully this kind of reaches out to the appropriate people. The person that I actually wish actually does watch this is Shuan Head. I just recently watched one of your videos where you were commenting about the four individuals inside the hotel room, basically talking about the whole the labels that they're using for each other about thee, they, them, zed, ich, me, san. There's a lot out there. I can't keep up after the time. But my biggest thing about this is the labels thing. Shu, I wholeheartedly agree with what you're talking about. Wholeheartedly. Because my biggest thing is everybody's so hung up today about labels, it's actually kind of disturbing to me. Reason being why it's disturbing to me is like this. Before you're born, you had no label. You were not a male, you were not a female, you were not a transgender, you had no label. When you die, you are either 6 feet under, you've been cremated, shot into space, put in a really awesome boat, and an awesome Viking just shoots an arrow and sets your thing on fire and blaze of glory, and you go out like a warrior. Not gonna lie, I kind of hope that happens for me when I finally expire from this world. But after that, you have no label. So what I'm trying to get at with that is those labels are up here. They're only up here. You want to call yourself toothless and be identified as toothless? Then be toothless. Have at it. You want to be addressed as them, thee, they, him, her, it, zed, z. I actually don't know the rest. A little embarrassing. But whatever. Whatever the label is. If you wish to be called that, awesome. Seriously, awesome. That's what you want? Fine. You want to be addressed as that? The label that you want to be addressed at is not a problem. Where my problem is you forcing other people to speak in a manner that you demand. That's my biggest thing. You cannot control the thought processes of another individual. You can influence, you can inspire, but you cannot control. That's it. In order for that to happen, the person must be willing to allow their mental thought to be controlled or even reconfigured by another individual. Plain and simple. Which means you've aggressively or wholeheartedly influenced that person's mental outlook on how to be addressed, so that way it's more agreeable to you. Now guess what? There are many people out there who will turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, my apologies, you wish to be called they from now on. Okay. So when I'm talking to you in the third person, you will be introduced as they. Done. If you want to be referred to as a attack helicopter and not a man or a woman, then I will refer to you as a attack helicopter. It's that simple. Fine. On the other side of that coin, if the person that you're dealing with, number one, is not a close person to you anyway, but the person you're dealing with is only going to refer to you as in a certain manner, if they're doing it straight out of disrespect, then stop dealing with that person. Period. Because if they don't want to deal with it, they want to sit down and go, well, I'm calling you her because guess what? You're her. Move on. Don't sit there and throw a hissy fit. Don't sit there and get all, well, now I don't feel like I am who I am. You allow yourself to be who you want to be. Don't let other people live in your brain rent-free. That is plain and simple. You want them to live in your brain paying rent. What do I mean by that? You want people who matter, who are willing to nurture your brain to be around you. You want people who are willing to influence and guide the way you think and maybe even share back. to live in your brain. That's plain and simple. Now, some of y'all will probably take that literal. Obviously, I'm not talking literal, because if somebody literally lives in your skull, you're probably dead. But don't allow the words and the thoughts and the labels of another individual influence you in a negative manner to make you think you are less than what you are. You as a person, and this actually goes to anybody watching this video, you as a person is worth more than what you let on if you allow people to honestly control what you feel. I have many of people out there that think I'm an idiot and tell me I'm an idiot. Okay, fine. You tell me I'm an idiot. Sure. I know what I am up here. I know what I am in here, okay? I know what I identify as. And if you're curious of what I identify as, is a human being. That's it. I'm a human. You want to call me he? Cool. You want to call me she? Okay. I don't honestly have a preference on what people call me. If you want to call me what I look like, fine. I know how many times in the gym people sit back and call me stick. Okay. Cool. Until you see me repping 225 on deadlift, then people kind of stop and go, okay, you're a bigger stick. Cool. Whatever. I'm a stick. Don't care. But I'm not going to let somebody else dictate or control what's in here. Because in my brain, what do I tell myself every day? I'm worth it. Anybody else can say whatever they want. I am worth it. I am who I dictate who I am. I live the way I want to live. Yes, there are some legal grounds we all must, watch for. So please do everything, in a moral and justice right sense, please. But I am who I am. I live for the days for me and the people I choose to be close to me. So if somebody wants to turn around and call me she, I can just look at them and go, hey, that's your choice to label me as that. Because guess what? That label is not going to stick around. It's not going to matter when I'm dead. It didn't matter to me before I was born. It's not going to matter to me when I'm dead. Because guess what? All those labels are in your brain. That is it. You're allowing people to dictate and control how you think. Stop that. Plain and simple. Stop. All those negativity that you guys keep focusing on, and specifically this really goes to the people who get so hung up on other people's words. They are words. Only you can put meaning to them. Only you can. That is it. If somebody wants to turn around and tell you, you stupid, you're ugly, you're not smart, or anything negative like that, okay? Next, words that you should sit back and go, okay, let me absorb those, is when people will sit back and tell you, you're better than that. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? I am better than somebody else calling me stupid. I am smart. Somebody turns around and tells you, you are beautiful. Doesn't matter what your body type is. It doesn't. You are beautiful. Okay. You know what? Somebody is trying to uplift this. People want to put you down. Walk on. There's always going to be negative people out there. Always going to be negative people. But the best thing about this world that it is big enough that you can just get away from. And if they're in one spot, we'll move to another. Keep going. That's it. And even if you're stuck right there, say you're at a job and you're stuck right there. Here's you, positive thinker. Here's this person, negative thinker. You don't even have to think about them being there. Guess what? Their words don't exist. Plain and simple. They want to sit back and try and bring you down when you want to be addressed as they, and you have a person seriously sitting back going, no, you're a she. Only you could bring yourself down. Only you can sit back going, well, now I can't feel the way I want to feel. No! No. Alpha yourself up, ranger up, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and tell yourself, you know what? I've already done told this person I would like to be addressed as a certain way. They are educated already. They went from ignorant to stupid. Because yes, people are ignorant. You go to a coffee shop. Hey, I'd like a cup of coffee. They make a cup of coffee. Here you go, ma'am, have a nice day. Here you go, sir, have a nice day. If they didn't get your pronoun right, guess what? They honestly don't know you, and they turn around and say that, and that's not what you want to be identified as. It's not their fault. Plain and simple. It's not. Notice I did not say it's your fault. Did not say that. So if anybody tries to put satire on that, no. Guess what? That person just doesn't know you. And if they don't know you, they're not going to know your pronouns. Plain and simple. Guess what? Appreciate it. Take coffee and go. That's it. You don't need to sit there and go, well, actually, I'm a he. Actually, I'm a she. Actually, I'm an attack helicopter. Let's be honest. Do you honestly think that coffee worker really cares? The one behind the cashier? If they do, cool. Hey, then they do. I know when I worked at Mustangs in Morrisville State College, and I addressed somebody wrong, it was simple. Oh, sorry. And then I changed what I said and move on. I don't know how many times I called people miss, and they were actually misses, or vice versa. I apologize. And then I kind of switch up what I'm talking about. But that's because that's who I am. Now, easily, I could turn around and say, I'm still going to call you miss. I'm still going to call you missus. I'm still going to call you mister. I'm still going to call you attack helicopter. I have the ability to do that. But quite honestly, I'm not here on this earth to be negative to another person. Because if I allow the positive in my life, then I'm going to spread and share the positive. That's just me. Ain't nobody could force me to feel or think the way I want to unless I invite you in here and in here. That's it. So if you want to sit back and just straight up, well, now I'm offended by something simple like that, you need to take a strong, long, in-depth look at yourself and go, okay, time out. Why am I feeling like this? For things to change, you must change. That's Jim Rohn. How about being nicer to people and not immediately beating yourself up and then attacking other people because somebody called you a he or a she and didn't call you a red panda? It's that simple. You know your worth. You know who you are inside. Be proud of that. And don't let other people try and steer you away from that. You sitting back going, I don't know how to feel now because somebody called me a she or somebody called me a cricket. No! No! You know who you are. You know your worth. Stop blaming other people for how you feel. I've been around the world. And I've had many people turn around and call me all sorts of things. I'm still here, still alive, and I'm still doing my damnedest to be the best human being I can be and still share that positivity. Because what works better in this world for progression? To be negative about things or to be positive about things? Let's think about that for a second. I do appreciate everybody checking out my channel. I do appreciate everybody commenting. If somehow, some way this video makes it to guys and girls and YouTubers, and because I don't want to mess up pronouns now after that whole thing. But if anybody from like Shiwan Head, Bearing, Undoomed, The Amazing Atheist, Sargon of Akkad. If anybody, this somehow makes it to their channels and you guys see this, I really do appreciate. And I want to tell you guys how much I honestly appreciate the fact that you guys are looking at things in a rational level and a logical level, because it's driving me insane how illogical and how irrational how people are. And quite honestly, one day I would actually like to chit chat with you guys and share some thoughts. So yeah, that's a little advertising for me and stuff and kind of throwing out their names. But for everybody else watching this, for the names I sat back, and if you agree with what I was talking about, and honestly, those names sound interesting, please check out their channels. They're really awesome people, and quite honestly, they don't just say things just for kicks and grins. Well, they do say some things for kicks and grins, but they do have fact and logic to back up everything they're saying. So please, check out their channel, and maybe you guys can take a look at the rest of mine. Love everybody. Take it easy.